Imagine a world where everyone follows the same rules, the same paths, without ever questioning anything. Rich people aren't satisfied with the simple idea of "it's always been this way." They challenge the conventional, look for ways to do things differently and better. Take Henry Ford as an example, the man who revolutionized the automotive industry. Before he created the assembly line model, car manufacturing was slow and expensive. Ford didn't accept the status quo of production. He challenged the norm and found a way to produce more cars, faster, and at a much lower cost. It wasn't easy. He faced criticism and obstacles, but his boldness in questioning the rules is what led him to success. That's what makes the difference. When you face a problem, instead of settling, you ask, "How can I solve this more efficiently? How can I improve? How can I do it differently and better than everyone else?" This mindset of healthy skepticism opens the door to new solutions and opportunities. Rich people don't see obstacles, they see possibilities. While everyone around them is saying it can't be done, successful minds are thinking, "What if?" This willingness to question and challenge the rules is the foundation of innovation and wealth creation. Don't be afraid to challenge the status quo. That's how the greatest breakthroughs happen. When you stop accepting what everyone says is impossible, you begin to see the opportunities that were once hidden. Now imagine you had the courage to live this way in your own life. What would change in how you think about your financial challenges? How could you transform something simple into something great? Having clear goals is like having a map in unfamiliar territory. Without that map, you might try walking, but you'll quickly get lost, not knowing where you are or where you're going. But with a clear goal, you can chart a path, make decisions with confidence, and ensure that every step brings you closer to your destination. Imagine someone who dreams of owning their own home, but never makes a plan to get there. They might earn money, but without direction, that money can disappear through small, unnecessary expenses, unexpected costs, or poorly thought-out choices. Now, if that same person had a well-defined goal, like saving a specific amount each month for a down payment on a house, they would be moving in the right direction, and every step would be more focused and effective. Rich people know that clarity is essential. They don't just dream. They set specific goals like, "I want to reach X in 5 years," or "I will invest Y dollars per month into a retirement fund." These goals aren't vague or generic. They are measurable, trackable, and time-bound. This helps guide daily decisions and financial habits. The clearer your goal, the easier it is to identify the steps you need to take to get there. What's more, having clear goals boosts your motivation. When you know what you want and can clearly picture that future, it becomes much easier to stay focused, even when challenges arise. A clear goal is like a light at the end of the tunnel, keeping you moving forward even when the journey feels long. And you? What are your goals? Have you written them down or thought about them clearly? If not, now is the time to stop and define where you want to go. As the saying goes, if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. Though, the difference lies in knowing exactly where you want to go and creating a plan to get there. Success doesn't wait for anyone. Imagine you're in a race and you spot an opportunity to overtake the others. You could hesitate, wait for the perfect moment, or think you're not ready to move forward. But rich people know that in life, action is what makes the difference. They don't wait for things to happen by chance. They make quick decisions, even if it means taking some risks. Think of an entrepreneur like Richard Branson, founder of the Virgin Group. He had many ideas, some bold and challenging, but the key to his success was acting quickly. He didn't wait for everyone's approval or for guarantees that everything would go smoothly. When he saw an opportunity, he took action. Sure, not all his ventures succeeded, but every mistake was a lesson that brought him closer to success. He was always in motion, always learning and adapting. When you act quickly in the face of opportunity, you leave no room for doubt, procrastination, or fear. Action creates momentum, and momentum is the key to achieving any goal. Rich people understand that the perfect moment rarely arrives. Success comes to those who take chances, who dive into opportunities even when they don't have all the answers. They know that failure is not the end, but a natural part of the journey. Are you ready to act fast? When an opportunity arises, how will you respond? Will you wait or will you act with confidence? The secret is not to wait for perfection, but to start with what you have and improve along the way. The key is to act. Comparison is one of the most subtle and harmful traps you can fall into. When you compare yourself to others, you lose focus on your own path and start measuring your success based on someone else's achievements. That person you see online with the seemingly perfect lifestyle is not the reference you should use to shape your decisions. Rich people know this, and they avoid getting lost in comparison. Take Warren Buffett, one of the world's wealthiest investors. He always stuck to his own investment philosophy without worrying about what others were doing. Buffett knew his path to wealth would be unique, and he didn't let himself be swayed by trends or short-term market movements. He stayed focused on what really mattered, acquiring companies with lasting value and investing with a long-term vision. If you're constantly comparing yourself to others, you lose the chance to focus on what truly matters to you. Comparison breeds frustration, anxiety, and distraction. You might ask, why does she already have that and I don't? Or, how did he get that so fast? These questions are pointless because everyone's journey is different. Someone else's success doesn't diminish your own, and their version of success might not even align with your true goals. Prosperous people focus on their own development. They measure success by their own progress, not by what others have or do. Every small step they take is a win because it's a step toward their goals. So the question is, are you focused on your own path or getting lost in comparisons? Remember, you are the only one responsible for your journey. Don't get distracted by what others are doing. Your path is the only one that matters. The road to wealth is never a straight line. No matter how well planned your project is or how confident you are in your abilities, there will always be obstacles, difficulties, and moments when things don't go as expected. The difference between people who achieve success and those who give up is their ability to overcome those challenges with resilience. Take the journey of J.K. Rowling, author of the famous Harry Potter series. Before becoming one of the most successful writers in the world, she faced numerous rejections from publishers and moments of discouragement. It would have been easy to give up, and many people would have. But she persisted, she persevered, and eventually turned what seemed like an impossible dream into a global reality. Rich people know that obstacles are just part of the process. They don't let temporary failures bring them down. Instead, they see them as opportunities to learn and improve. Every mistake, every failure is one step closer to success. Resilience isn't just about enduring hardship, it's about growing stronger because of it. Resilience also means staying calm when things don't go as planned. When the stock market drops, when a business fails, or when an investment loses value, successful people don't panic. They take a deep breath, assess the situation, learn from the mistake, and move forward with even more determination. Are you ready for the challenges that will appear on your journey? Remember, every obstacle is a chance to become stronger and wiser. What matters isn't avoiding problems, it's how you deal with them. If you remain resilient, your obstacles will become stepping stones to success. What separates financially successful people from those stuck in a cycle of debt is how they handle money, especially debt. Rich people know that not all debt is created equal. There's good debt, like the kind used to acquire assets that grow in value over time, and bad debt, like the kind used to finance things that don't generate any return, like a new car or impulsive purchases. Bad debt is one of the biggest traps preventing people from achieving financial freedom. Have you ever thought about the impact that consumer debt has on your future? Paying high interest on credit cards is like running on a treadmill. You're working hard but going nowhere. Instead of building wealth, you're accumulating financial burdens that drag you down. Prosperous people, on the other hand, actively invest in assets that grow over time. A great example is real estate. When you buy property, it can increase in value over time and generate passive income if rented. Financial assets like stocks and REITs are also smart ways to build wealth. They can pay dividends and appreciate in value. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, always emphasizes the importance of focusing on assets, not liabilities. He explains that true wealth comes from accumulating things that put money in your pocket, like real estate, stocks, or even businesses that generate cash flow. While you carry bad debt, your money is disappearing. With assets, your money works for you. The secret is to think long-term and make financial decisions that strengthen your net worth. Don't fall for false promises of instant happiness through credit. The short-lived pleasure of an impulse buy fades quickly, but the benefits of a good asset last. So what are you building right now? Are you investing in assets that will help you generate wealth in the future, or are you sinking into debts that offer no return? The decision you make today will have a huge impact on your financial future. Building wealth begins with choosing where to place your resources: in debt that traps you, or in assets that free you and generate income. Investing is not a one-time act, but a constant, disciplined mindset. Many people think that to become rich, you need a large amount of money to invest all at once. But successful people know that real wealth comes from consistency. Small investments made regularly add up to something significant over time. Think of the world's wealthiest investors, like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. Neither of them started with huge sums of money, but they were consistent in their investment decisions. Buffett, for instance, invested early in businesses with lasting value and kept investing consistently throughout his life. He wasn't swayed by trends or get-rich-quick schemes. His secret was always patience and discipline. Investing is, in essence, a commitment to the future. Rich people have the mindset of putting money into assets that grow over time, whether through stocks, real estate, or even their own personal and professional development. They don't spend impulsively or chase financial trends. Instead, they set aside a portion of their income for investments that will yield more in the future. They also understand the power of compound interest. When you start investing regularly, even if the amounts are small, compound interest starts to work in your favor. This means the money you invest generates more money, creating a virtuous cycle of growth. The key to building wealth is consistency. Investing regularly, even just $50 or $100 per month, is a way to ensure a much more secure financial future. Successful people don't worry about the amount they invest now, but about how consistently they invest. The key is to start and stay disciplined. So ask yourself, are you investing regularly in your future? Are you putting your money to work for you? If not, now is the time to build the habit of consistent investing. Remember, wealth doesn't come overnight. It comes from disciplined, continuous action. Every step counts, and every dollar invested is one step closer to your financial independence. Continuous learning is one of the cornerstones of building wealth. Rich people understand that the world is constantly changing, and to stay ahead, they must always be up to date. Whether it's about the financial market, new technologies, business trends, or even life strategies and mindset. In addition, learning from others is a powerful way to accelerate your progress. Many successful individuals seek out mentors, experienced professionals, and communities that share their values and goals. These mentors can offer valuable guidance and feedback, helping you avoid common pitfalls and make wiser decisions. Learning doesn't have to be limited to formal courses or books. It can also happen informally, through conversations with more experienced people, by observing how they handle challenges, or by analyzing your own failures and successes. Every experience is an opportunity to learn and grow. Have you ever stopped to think about how much you're investing in your own learning? If you want to achieve wealth, it's not enough to wait for opportunities to come to you. You must seek knowledge to recognize and seize them. Learning is a valuable asset that appreciates over time, and with it, you become capable of making smarter, faster, and more efficient decisions. Adopt a student mindset for life. No matter how successful you become, there is always something new to learn. By always seeking knowledge, you prepare yourself to make sharper financial choices, spot new investment opportunities, and, most importantly, keep growing as a person and as an investor. So, how are you investing in your own learning? What new skills or knowledge could you pursue to get closer to financial success? The key is to never stop learning, because knowledge is what allows you to take advantage of the opportunities that come your way. The famous saying, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with," carries a powerful truth. If you want to succeed, you need to surround yourself with people who share the same growth mindset and who can inspire you to achieve your goals. The environment you choose is essential to your success, and contrary to what many think, success isn't just about the skills you have, but about the people you choose to associate with. Take the example of groups like Napoleon Hill's famous mastermind, who believed that the key to success was the constant exchange of ideas and experiences with open-minded and focused individuals. Hill studied great figures like Andrew Carnegie, Thomas Edison, and Henry Ford, all of whom recognized the importance of being surrounded by people who challenged, motivated, and taught them. Prosperous people are not afraid to learn from others. They seek mentors, those with more experience, and also form support groups with people who share similar goals. A successful environment drives growth and innovation. Every conversation, every exchange of ideas is an opportunity for learning and improvement. Moreover, the energy you absorb from those around you is vital. If you're surrounded by people who constantly talk about limitations, fears, and failures, that eventually influences your own mindset. On the other hand, being in environments where people are always striving to improve and learn inspires you to do the same. Have you ever thought about the people you spend the most time with? Do they encourage you to grow, or do they hold you back? If you want to build wealth, you need to be around people who challenge you, who inspire you to be better, and who share your vision for the future. Remember, success is not a solitary journey. By surrounding yourself with people who have a success mindset, you create a positive cycle that propels your progress. Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? Are they a reflection of your financial future? If not, maybe it's time to reconsider the company you keep. On the path to wealth, the mind plays a fundamental role. Successful people know that to reach their goals, they need to control their emotions and stay focused, especially during times of uncertainty or crisis. The most impactful financial decisions are often not made in the heat of the moment, but when someone remains calm and evaluates situations clearly. Think of great investors like Warren Buffett, who never makes decisions based on fear or greed. Even during periods of economic turmoil, he remains calm and disciplined. Instead of impulsively selling stocks during a market crash, he focuses on the opportunities that arise, knowing that markets may be volatile in the short term, but long-term strategy is what truly matters. Buffett stays focused on his goals, not on temporary emotions. Moreover, controlling your emotions means avoiding impulsive financial decisions, like spending on unnecessary luxuries or diving into risky investments due to social pressure. Rich people understand that emotions, such as fear of missing out or the greed for quick results, can distort judgment. They make decisions based on facts and analysis, not on passing impulses. During times of crisis or financial difficulty, emotional control becomes even more critical. Fear, desperation, and pressure can lead to poor decisions, like taking on debt to fix temporary problems. But successful people know that by staying calm, they can make more rational and sustainable long-term choices. Focus is also essential. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to lose sight of the main objective. But the wealthy know that the key to success is staying focused on what matters most, without getting sidetracked by trends or opportunities that don't align with their long-term goals. Ask yourself, can you stay focused and control your emotions even when things seem to be falling apart? Financial success depends largely on your ability to remain calm, make thoughtful decisions, and not let yourself be carried away by the emotions of the moment. Now is the time to stop and reflect. How do you react when things don't go as planned? Do you make impulsive decisions, or do you stay focused on your long-term plan? Remember, success is achieved by those who control their emotions and continue to move forward with discipline, even in the face of adversity. You've now uncovered the traits that separate the future rich: boldness, clarity, discipline, resilience, focus, and constant learning. These are not unreachable behaviors or abilities. They are daily attitudes that anyone can cultivate. The key lies in making consistent decisions and, above all, in not giving up when challenges arise. Wealth is not a destination, but a journey built through daily choices. It's about having the courage to question the status quo, acting quickly when opportunities arise, avoiding comparisons, and most importantly, staying firmly focused on your own path. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your financial goals. The true transformation begins when you decide to apply what you've learned. Wealth isn't just about having money, it's about how you manage it and how you mentally position yourself to seize the opportunities life presents. Make your choices today to build the financial future you desire. And remember, success is a reflection of the actions and decisions you take, one day at a time. Often what holds us back from reaching our goals isn't a lack of skill or opportunity, but our own mindset. We believe we're not good enough, that the conditions aren't ideal, or that success is reserved for a special few. This limiting mindset is the biggest obstacle standing between you and success. Take the example of Thomas Edison, who failed over 1,000 times before inventing the electric light bulb. Many people would have given up after just a few tries. But Edison didn't see himself as someone destined to fail. He understood that every mistake brought him closer to the right solution. He turned his failures into lessons and kept working tirelessly, undeterred by negative thoughts or the pressure of what others said. If you feel limited by your circumstances or your past, think of Edison. He had thousands of reasons to give up, but he chose to see each failure as an opportunity to grow, learn, and improve. He didn't let a failure mindset take over. Instead, he chose a mindset of persistence and resilience. And that's what led him to a discovery that changed the world. The secret isn't to never fail, but to learn how to deal with failure. Each of us has immense potential within. We just need to believe we're capable. A positive mindset doesn't mean ignoring challenges. It means seeing them as stepping stones to something greater. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Those who achieve great things aren't immune to failure. They just know how to use it as fuel. They don't let difficulties define their future. They keep going, learning, adapting, and moving forward. And most importantly, they hold an unshakable belief that success is within reach for anyone willing to work for it and persist. Now imagine what could happen if you let go of a limiting mindset. What if you truly believed you could overcome any obstacle, learn from your mistakes, and turn your difficulties into opportunities? Wealth isn't just about money. It's about the mindset of someone who sees potential in every step of the journey. Life isn't made only of success stories. It's defined by how we respond to challenges and setbacks. The path to success is never easy and rarely straightforward. Often, what determines whether someone reaches their goals isn't intelligence, luck, or talent, but persistence. The ability to keep moving forward even when things get tough is what separates those who win from those who give up halfway. Take Michael Jordan, widely considered the greatest basketball player of all time. He was cut from his high school basketball team, which could have been devastating. But instead of giving in to failure, he used that rejection as motivation to improve. He later said that it was precisely because he had failed so many times that he became so determined to succeed. "I've missed over 9,000 shots in my career," he said. "I've failed over and over again, and that is why I succeed." Jordan wasn't the only one with talent. What set him apart was his relentless dedication and his ability to learn from each failure. He understood that success isn't a single event, but a continuous process of effort, adaptation, and overcoming. Likewise, we all face moments of doubt, frustration, and even defeat. What makes the difference is our attitude toward those challenges. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to grow and become stronger?" The real key to success is persistence. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. What matters is how many times you get back up. Every mistake, every difficulty, every setback is an opportunity to learn something new. The more persistent you are, the stronger you'll become, and the closer you'll get to achieving your goals. Now think about your own challenges. What can you do to turn obstacles into stepping stones toward your success? Persistence is the foundation for overcoming any adversity. If you keep moving forward, one step at a time, success becomes inevitable. Now that you've learned some of the fundamental pillars of wealth and success, it's time to reflect on how to apply them to your life. Each of us has the power to transform our future, but that change begins with the decision to act. Persistence, a positive mindset, continuous learning, and focus are the ingredients that, when combined, create a solid foundation for success. Remember, success doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of small daily decisions, of consistent steps, and of a growth mindset that never stops learning. The journey might be long, but the reward is lasting. What you do now, the choices you make today, shape the future you will live tomorrow. So take control of your destiny. Ask yourself, am I ready to act? Am I willing to learn, grow, and persist even when things don't go as planned? The answer to those questions will determine your success. And finally, if you know someone who needs to hear these words, share this message. Sometimes all a person needs to begin their journey toward financial transformation is a little nudge. Let's spread this message of perseverance and success. You never know the positive impact it can have on someone's life. Share it with those who need to hear it. Don't keep these insights to yourself. Success is a collective journey, and everyone deserves a chance to reach their goals. Let's grow, learn, and succeed together.